Welcome to another episode of 10-Minute Land Surveyor. I'm Dave Woolley. Today I'm going to talk about the hiring market and the employee market, employer market, and some of the challenges that we're seeing right now. Now, you pick up any newspaper or you read any news feed and you're going to read about the labor shortages and the supply chain issues and the inflation. And these are all very real problems in our world today. I mean, heck, I was just reading the other day, we have 110,000 students in California that nobody knows where they went. They're not in school, private, public, or any other place. That's a heck of a lot of kids. It's just showing you that the world is a different place right now. This is April 2022, and things are going to change, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how they're going to change, but I want to start out talking about some of the problems that employers and employees are having coming together. This last week, like most weeks, I had two different surveyors who own their own businesses call me and say, you know, I can't find anybody, or the people I have are quitting and they don't want to come to work. They call in, so on and so forth. And the one in particular that was the most upset, we're about the same age. We're these Gen Xers, and we grew up at a different time in a different place, and this great resignation and this work-life balance and body positivity and work from home. These are all very new things to the workplace and to small businesses to work with. And frankly, we're not equipped to do this, and we need to adjust. But how much we need to adjust, I'm uncertain. So they call me and they tell me I'm having all these problems, but I'm saying, aren't these problems self-inflicted to some degree? Because when you open up the door and you let folks in this market, are you truly disappointed, or are you truly surprised when they turn right around and walk out the door? Or are you disappointed on, somebody thinks that they need a 1.5x raise from their previous job, or 2x raise? Well, people are paying it, and so their expectations aren't completely unwarranted. And so in this hiring climate, the employers are making these sacrifices in an employee market, and we've all lived through where it's an employer's market. But I'm saying this, the future of land surveying, and I've had videos on this, is not in labor. It's not fielding field crews where I have, how many crews do you have? A real common phrasing in our industry, and that's the measure of your success. Well, that's been changing since 1990 to today, and we're running at full staff as an industry with about a third of the people that we had to do the same work 30 years ago. That's not going to change. Technology is replacing labor, and it's really going to be based on your skill set. So when you're doing this work and you're having somebody come into your place, you look at their resume, and you're going to see that they're coming from a good job, because most of the time, because these employers are really stretched out trying to accommodate their employees to try to keep the outflow or stem the outflow of employees. So they have some work-life balance, and they have some work from home policies, and they have, I've heard of all these different things that people do. They do things to add meaning to the work, because apparently just going to work, doing your job, and going home and collecting a check is no longer sufficient. Future professional land surveyors, here's the deal, is I've talked about this in another video, where a surveyor in California is paid more than a person with an MBA. However, those skills are not transferable. So as we enter down into this recession, we're going to see some very good people on the street. And I think it'll be within the next 12 months. The Home Depot stock is down 23% this week. The stock market took a 900-point hit today. I don't know anything about that really, other than it'll probably come back, but there's going to be a time where it doesn't come back, and it's going to continue to fall. I'm talking to people that aren't in my industry that handle big building projects, and they're telling me that they're getting orders canceled, lots of orders canceled. I'm talking to surveyors that are saying they have a number of proposals out, but the clients are basically sitting on their hands, kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. We have this interest rates going up. So we're going to see, and if you haven't lived through this, you it's impossible to have somebody to explain in a way that somebody would actually truly believe you and understand if they haven't lived through it. So you're hiring in, and you're not doing these employees any favors. You're going to hire them at 1.5x of maybe even one of your current employees. And you're going to bring them in, and then in the next 6, 12, 18 months, the market's going to change dramatically, and then you're going to lay them off. And that's not fair to them, and it's very much a user situation to do that to a young person that may not know better. And to what end? And why are you doing this? To bill a few more hours, to put a few more warm bodies on a few more jobs that you probably wish you hadn't taken at this point? It doesn't make sense. And so what I'm saying is the solution is this, is prioritize your clients, best to worst, start at the bottom and start scratching off. And when you've scratched off enough clients and enough work to accommodate your current staffing level, or maybe a little more, then you're where you need to be. But if you let riffraff in, you deserve what you get. There's a reason these people are looking for jobs in this current market, and the reason is they want to make a couple extra bucks, but more likely their employer's putting a few more demands on them than they want. They want a little more of that life than that work. And in the next coming months, they're going to have a whole lot of time for life, and wish they had a little more work for the balance. But that's just the nature of the economy and the way it works. I think as employers, you're making a mistake to hire into this market. What we're doing within my business, and I've had this same thing with the Great Resignation, and just like any business right now, everybody's went through it. But our books are closed. We're not letting anybody in. We have more work than we can do. We've prioritized our clients, and we're focused on them. And we've cut the bottom half, probably not half, but we've cut the bottom 25% out of our work because we just can't accommodate it, and they're not our best clients anyway. We're only allowing in people that we know personally very well, maybe have worked here before, or we've worked with them in another capacity, or somebody within our organization will vouch for them. We will not put a warm body in a seat, and I would recommend the same to you. You put a warm body in a seat, don't call me saying that they stole something, or don't tell me that they left with a job undone, or that they billed hours that you can't pass on to a client, because that's the nature of the market we're in right now. And I'm telling you, it's not a generational thing. Me being a Gen X, most of the people I work with now are millennials. We have a couple of Gen Zs in there, and they have the same values that anybody else had throughout my work history. They work hard, they're honest, and they're indistinguishable from any other generation that I've ever worked with. And so these folks are out there, and you need to work with them, mentor them, get them on a path to licensure. And the people who are just picking up day gigs, let them go. Don't fight it. If you jump in, you get what you deserve. Put away your clown shoes, pack away your mini bikes. Don't let any riffraff in the door. Thank you, and have a nice day.